Welcome to our last component of our application. So we have added class live chat. Okay, now in live chat React is added. We need to add card and it is added from React Bootstrap, and we also do need our React loading from React loading, and we also do need our Firebase. Inside Firebase we'll get firebase.js. So we do not need to add images. All of those images have been uploaded to Firebase storage. Okay, so in here we do need to add import React Toastify dist toastify.css, and we need to add a here. Okay, then we need to add import styles livechat.css. Okay, and then we also do need import local storage strings from, go back, and we need to add this login strings. And remember, in local storage we have our current users data, and our current peer user data is receiving inside props. This particular component is receiving that props from side panel. We have already talked about it. And we also want to import Bootstrap. We have added this Bootstrap CSS bootstrap.min.css. Okay, so we have installed our Bootstrap so far in this project. So I think we do not need to add this card. We are not using it inside live chat. Okay, let's see what we got inside this live chat, and we will add movement as well. But first we need to install that movement. We will talk about it later. Go inside live chat and create constructor receiving props, create super function, give it props. And we have also talked about super function. It has some magical powers to take in all of those props and to work with all of them. Okay, so in here we need to place semicolon, and then we need to create state of this component. Okay, so first state is always loading for React loading. Okay, and second one is show sticker. We need to add it for our stickers, and we will talk about it later when we render our stickers. And input value, and we will also going to talk about it later. Just create this state for now. At this state, you know what is loading. We have been working with is loading throughout our project, but you don't know this is show sticker and input value. Don't worry, we will talk about it later inside this chat component. So in here we need to get some local storage strings for our current user. Okay, so that we can talk about it with current peer user. Remember, current peer user is the one on which we have clicked in order to talk about. So in this case, if I click on Robert Johnson, then this will become my current peer user, and on click event I am going to pass this current peer user to this live chat component, and this live chat component is receiving that current peer user. Then we need to create this dot current, we need to write this dot current user name, and we are getting it from local storage while signing up and signing in, we update our local storage with the person who is being logged in. So local storage is coming from local storage strings, and we have imported it in here. So we have already talked about it. Our local storage strings dot name is updated with current user, and we have already talked about it. And then we need to get our current user ID from local storage dot get item local storage strings dot ID. Make sure you are writing the same name as in site login strings. Okay, ID with capital I and D. Okay, so in the next line we will give this dot current user photo. So these are the attributes of this particular class. This dot current user name, current user ID, profile, photo, and the rest of things that we will be creating. Local storage dot get item local storage string dot photo URL, and then this dot. And one more thing, we are getting it one by one. If you want to get it in whole file, then you can save your local storage strings inside JSON file, and you can get that JSON file inside every component that when you want to work with that part. But I am receiving it one by one so that you can have a better idea. So in this course, I'm assuming that you are beginners, so that's why I'm adding some basic level things here. So now in here, this dot current user document ID. Okay, so we need this because we need to update our messages inside Firebase. So we need to add, need this local storage current user document ID. And we need to add local storage dot get item and local storage strings dot Firebase document ID. So since we are working with images as well, we can send image to our current peer user, and current peer user is also going to send image to the current user. So in order to upload those images, we need upload changed. Okay, so then we can write this dot state changed local storage strings dot upload changed. So if we go in login string, so upload change is always going to take state changed. So upload change is a constant value. It will always going to be constant throughout our application. It will always going to take state change, while the rest of the items will be manipulating state by state, component by component. Okay, so then we need to add this dot current peer user as well. Current peer user is equal to, and it is coming from this dot props dot current peer user. And then we will add rest of our attributes of this class later on. We need to just write it here. So when our live chat mounts, if I go to my developed project and if I log in inside here, then it is logged in. So this is my developed project for reference. So if we have a list of messages, hundreds and thousands of messages inside with Robert Johnson, then we want our screen to be loaded with scrolled to bottom. So we need to write in this in component with mount, because component with mount always works after render function itself. So component.mount is also a lifecycle method. We have already talked about it. So we need to write component.mount. We always write functions outside from constructor and above render. So we will add write component.mount. Okay, and it will call this dot scroll to bottom function, and we will create it just underneath this component.mount. Okay, so write it as arrow function. Remember, arrow function is JavaScript ES6 format. Okay, we need to write and we need to check the last message that is being displayed so that we can display our screen like that. So the last message is always going to be displayed at the last of the array of messages that we are going to fetch from Firebase. So we haven't now our last message, so we will leave this scroll to bottom function as it is, and then we will get back to it later on when we know that this is our last message. So for now it's okay. Let's have a quick break and then we will be continuing our live chat in the next video.